it gives us a voice. Well, we had a voice before, but it it makes that voice bigger.
I believe BFI Flare and Five Films are very important because it uplifts the voices of those who have been subdued, repressed, and it helps put their issues and affairs on a global scale.
In Cyprus, like growing up, I didn't have access to queer cinema. So, it's a really fantastic and important thing that Five Films for Freedom is doing, because it just opens people's horizons and gives them a little glimpse into our communities that they wouldn't otherwise have.
I think it's important because personally, I really wanted to watch queer films from other countries.
This festival is a great opportunity for what is really a tiny family story, a little family crisis story that is, yes, set in Belfast in Northern Ireland, but also hopefully can resonate to any family in any part of the world. And of course, ultimately, love being the most important message. I think as part of this festival, for Just Johnny to take that to a wider world is exciting and is a privilege.
I hope that audiences watching this film take away that, Guyana has a budding film industry and filmmakers who are doing quality work and who want to continue doing quality work right here at home.
Well, as director, I fell in love with a script that made me feel warm inside at the end. Having had an emotional journey over 20 pages of beautiful characterization and story. And I hope that an audience leaving this film feels good inside and has had an emotional journey that they didn't expect.
I hope that audiences can take away empathy for the community, the queer community, that this violation is happening to, and to be energized to bring awareness, and to champion them and to, uplift them and, to even fight for them in any way that they can.
I'm especially happy to think that if you're watching our film in a country where LGBTQIA plus lives are challenged, you might recognize something of yourself in the film.
I mean, I would love audiences to watch it and to come away from it and realize that films, whether or not they're short films or not, that have LGBT central characters aren't just for LGBT audiences. And it is a film that can be enjoyed by anyone. You don't have to identify as anything to enjoy this film.
I would say if they can take away something, it would be that they're encouraged to keep an open mind when falling in love, because it can happen in the most unexpected of places, like in the army or across enemy lines.
Yeah, there's something really hopeful about Buffer Zone.
And a little bit of magic. Hopefully they take away with a little bit of magic.
Always a bit of magic.
Everyone's there because they want to be there. They're not doing it for the money. They see something that they would like to see on screen. They see a community that they're part of that they want to see on screen, or they see a character. And I think that energy and that passion and motivation is probably the best things about short film making. And if you could bottle that up and have it on every project, it would be amazing.
For when I make a short film, I can spend really short amount of time from writing scenario to a meeting audience. It is really short period.
It's a training ground, isn't it? Buffer Zone is my fifth, which is kind of crazy thinking about it, but it really prepares you for what's out there and the lessons that I've learned, particularly about storytelling when it comes to short films, because you make mistakes and you see what works and what doesn't work. And what short films ask you to do is focus. And I found and discovered that the best short films are the ones that focus on an experience. It's a singular experience. It's always a singular experience. And when you're just saying one thing as opposed to try and say too many things, films can be layered. Short films can be layered much like any other film, but it's like, you have to be really specific with shorts.
One of the opportunities with shorts is that it's definitely cheaper to do than a feature-length film. So we're able to focus on quality when you're doing a short film, because, it's a specific story that you're telling. And, you know, a lot of times in the shorts that we've done, it's in few locations as well. So everything becomes a little more manageable.
I just think they're able to do something that full-length features aren't able to do. And they are more accessible, you know, you can watch it in 10 minutes. You can go to any part of the world, as we can see in 5 films, in and out in 10 minutes. I think the lesson learned from this is you can labor over something and try and pontificate and intellectualize what you're trying to do, what your voice is, but actually what the process of writing buffer zone shows is when it pours out of you and you don't overthink about it and you just go with your instincts, that you can actually tell a story that is very succinct and focused.
Your collaborators are key. Your collaborators are really key, especially for a director or serious cinematographer. So like, you know, picking the right team around you is very, very, very important.
This film was a huge teacher in filmmaking. I know everybody to say it, that, you know, their film school was making their film. Film school was making this film. You learn so much, and like things that you might have known from YouTube or whatever before, having it play out in real life and you know, it being in this context made things so much clearer. It was like, ooh, somebody turned on a light and we got it.